Hey, how's it going? Today I figured I'd do attempt to do a Junker Queen guide. Because she's one of my favorite tanks and I think she's really good. I also think people really underestimate her too. I see a lot of people not really playing her often, even though I think she's quite strong a lot of the time and like really, really underrated. The one exception is Mauga being very good right now. But in general, if Mauga, is not broken, she's very strong most of the time and can win a lot of games in any rank just by solely playing her. I one trick her, not one trick, but force her in a lot of scenarios that a lot of people really wouldn't. Um, just because I enjoy the character, but also because she's just so disgustingly strong a lot of the time. So let's just start, right? If you click F1, you can see her abilities if you didn't know. But her primary gun, scatter gun, it does quite a lot of damage. This season it actually got a buff. I don't know why my game's freaking out. This season it got a buff to its spread, right? So she does a lot of damage now, especially if you're just on target. Right, I mean, you can see, like, obviously that's not crazy, but the big thing is, like, a lot of range, she still does quite a bit of damage. So you kind of want to aim for crits a lot of the time on her. I mean, on anybody, realistically, but specifically Queen, you'll just do a lot more damage. Then we'll go into her knife. So this is a really big part of her kit that a lot of people just don't use correctly. So you would just want to land the knife, pull them, you can shoot them. This is very obviously an easy combo, right? You pull them and then you axe them. Because they'll just end up where you go. So I'll just try and show that again when it's back up. But the main point of Queen though, right? You have a little, very low health. I think it's actually, I'm fairly certain it's not the render, but probably because we're in the range. But in general, a lot of the way you're actually gonna tank damage on her is from your passive, which is the bleed stacks called Adrenaline Rush. So what that does, you heal from all damage over time dealt by wounds, and that's anything that procs this tick, right? That's that, right? So you see the little like X coming up over the crosshair. That will be that'll mean you're bleeding. So let's just show you, right? You pull the knife, you axe. I actually tend to shoot before I axe a lot of the time, just because you get more damage that way, right? You get a little free shot in there. Let's see the next thing. So like if you end up missing the knife, another big thing too is knowing that you could always pull it back and actually still get bleed stacks, right? So that's just another way to get free poke damage. So the knife is one thing, don't underestimate, use that all the time, you always get it back. When you don't have your knife thrown, your melee actually still blocks bleed. Right, so you could axe, shoot, and then bleed them too for a lot of damage and still get health from it. I think actually they buffed her a little bit back, where like if they die, even if they bleed, you'll still get healing from them being dead off the bleed. I believe that's still in the game. So just know, like, if you do kill somebody and they're already low and they're still bleeding, you should still be healing a little bit. The next thing is her shout, which gives her a lot of health and speed. So a lot of people in higher ranks on Queen will actually pop that before they pop their ult, right, which is your Q, which actually procs anti-healing as well, which is super strong. The main thing you want to do with this is you want to make sure, especially if they have a Kiriko, that cleanse is gone before you use this, or else it's a wasted ult, right? So you'd pop shift, you pop your ult. I'll just show it again real quick. Right. You pop shift, you pop your ult, and that's so much free damage. Then you already have overhealth going into it, right? And that'll heal you a ton. Especially if you hit a massive one, and they don't have a Kasuzu, it should be almost a guaranteed team fight. So I think she's just a disgusting character. Also, one thing I didn't mention is if you hit your E, right, on 2 people, you'll actually get a reduced cooldown, not more than 2, right? So the more people you hit with it, the shorter the cooldown. So if you hit all 5, you basically get it back instantly. So, hitting that bigger one is just a lot better. One more thing with the E you saw me do, it's the thing Reinhardt's do. You can actually delay the hitbox, and by, I don't know if that's the right word necessarily, but, so right, you swing, and it'll hit this guy, but then you can actually pull it, and it'll hit both of them, right? So imagine like in real life, if you swung a sword or hammer or something like that, it would hit in that area, right? Not just, you wouldn't want to stand right there, you'd want to hit both of them if you move your mouse. So that's something you should try and pay attention to as well. In general, that's Queen. I think, if I have some gameplay, I might do another guide on this if that would be helpful to some people. But in general, you just kind of want to understand your timings, right? She's a very aggressive character. You know, you could really bully their tank. It's not a big deal for Queen. She likes people up close to her. She was actually very strong against Mauga before they just recently buffed him so he doesn't die. But if people have anything they want me to add to this video, or make a new one, explaining stuff a little better, I'd love to do that. I don't know really what much more to say besides like if I had actual gameplay to show. Like let's just say I did a quick play and showed that. I think that if that's something people want, I could do that too. But yeah, that's Junker Queen. I think she's an easy way to climb, especially if you love just running in and killing everybody. Yeah, I think if you want to try her out, let me know how it goes. See ya.